Hello students of 8th standard. We have started the chapter that is nothing but human body and organ system. So in that some part we have completed. Here now we are going to start the other part, that is nothing but the respiratory system. See, in this part what we are going to study? We are going to study the structure and function of the respiratory system. So see, here there is a figure given in your textbook. That is nothing but it is about the respiratory system. See, respiratory system is one of the, you can say, life process that is very essential in our body. We take the air through our nose. This air goes through the nasal cavity into the pharynx. Then again it goes into the larynx. Then it goes into the trachea. Then it goes into the bronchi. Then it goes into the lungs. And then it goes to the alveoli. So that is nothing but the, you can say, process where the respiratory system is actually working. Now here we are going to start the respiratory system. So what does this respiratory system tells you? See here. First one. See the part whichever we are going to start. That is nothing but the part that is first part. That is nose. Respiratory system and respiration begins with the nose. What is given here? See here. The respiratory system, or you can say the respiration, starts with the nose. The air whichever comes into the nose, it is filtered with the help of the hair and mucus which is present in the nose. Next comes the pharynx. The food pipe and windpipe originate into the, you can say, pharynx. Windpipe is present exactly in front of the, you can say, food pipe. There is a lead. There is a lead at the beginning of the, you can say, windpipe. This lead closes the windpipe during the passage of the food into the food pipe. See, that means whenever the food is passing into the food pipe, the lead closes the, you can say, windpipe. That means the food does not go into the, you can say, the windpipe. It prevents the entry of the food particles into the windpipe. Otherwise, if the windpipe remains open, then what will happen? These particles will go into the windpipe. Next comes the windpipe. Windpipe is nothing but, you can say, it is one of the Solan structure. And why it is Solan? It is Solan because it has a sound box at the beginning. Windpipe bifurcates in the thorax. One branch enters the right lung and other branch enters the left lung. Whenever you are seeing the, you can say, windpipe, it bifurcates into the thorax, and one pipe of it is entering into the right lung and other it is entering into the left lung. Next comes the lungs. Lungs are present on the either side of the heart. That means it tells us that heart is slightly at the left side of the body and the lungs are present on the either side of the heart, and that too into the thoracic cavity. Maximum area of the thoracic cavity is occupied by the, you can say, lungs, and the maximum part over the, and they cover the maximum part of the heart. Each lung has double layered covering. See, each lung, it is having a double layered covering, and this is called as a pleura. Lungs are elastic like sponge. How are the lungs? Lungs are spongy in nature, and the lungs are having a very small compartments which are called as the alveoli. Rich network of capillaries is present around each alveolus. Walls of alveoli and capillaries are very thin. So as these are very thin, there will be the gaseous exchange easily takes place in these walls. As a large number of alveoli is present in a lungs, large surface is available for the gaseous exchange. Next comes, see there, exchange of gases in lungs. So see, gaseous lungs is one of the site where there is a exchange of the gases. So what it is told here, see, gaseous exchange occurs continuously while blood is circulating around the alveoli. See, that means whenever the blood is circulating over or you can say around the alveoli, at that time there will be exchange of the gases. An iron containing protein hemoglobin is present in RBCs of the blood. We know that there is a presence of iron containing protein hemoglobin which is present into the RBCs of the blood, and this hemoglobin, it has a more affinity towards the, you can say, oxygen, and it absorbs the oxygen from the, you can say, air within the alveoli. Simultaneously, CO2 and water vapor move from blood into the alveoli. Thus, oxygen is taken into the blood and CO2 and water vapor are removed from the blood and given out by the exhalation. Then see next one, diaphragm. Diaphragm is nothing but one of the, you can say, muscular membrane like structure which separates the lungs and the stomach. Then see, what does this tells us? A muscular partition is present at the base of the thoracic cage. So what is this? This is nothing but one of the, you can say, muscular partition which is present at the base of the thoracic cage. This partition is called as the diaphragm. It is present between the, you can say, thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. Between these two cavities, there is a membrane like structure which is called as a diaphragm. Simultaneously, rising of ribs and lowering of diaphragm causes the decrease in pressure onto the lungs. So what happens, see there, whenever there is a taking in of air and giving out of the carbon dioxide, it creates a pressure onto the, you can say, diaphragm, and there is a rising of diaphragm, or you can say there is a lowering of the diaphragm. Due to this, the air moves into the lung through the nose. So what we see, that the air moves from the nose, it moves into the lungs, and the carbon dioxide whichever is given out from the, you can say, lungs is also, you can say, given out from the lungs. So this is originally done by the rising or by the pressure of the diaphragm. Then see next one. Due to this, air moves from it, from the nose. A continuous movement is there. Upward and downward movement of a diaphragm is needed, and this is done by the breathing.